Welcome back to GSC. The 7.3 is sitting behind me, and I'm working on this cold start / hard start issue. I'll turn the camera on, open the hood, and kind of talk about what I was doing and what kind of alluded to what might be my problem. So we can see here is the mighty 7.3 tucked under the hood of this thing. It has been cackling and having hard start issues, so I'll go ahead and play the footage of what it was starting like, and then we'll resume talking about this. It's a little fussy. Yeah. Okay, so you can hear it kind of cackles, it shudders, it has some problems. Well, I went ahead and I unplugged the ICP down here, which was a brand new Ford Motorcraft ICP. And I noticed on the scan tool that I had zero change whatsoever in the idle. I had no change in the reading on the scan tool for H-pop pressure, injection control pressure, and really nothing was doing what it should have done. So I went ahead and I used my 1/16" socket and I pulled the ICP back out. And this morning when the truck was completely cold, swapped it out to my no-name brand ICP just for grins and giggles. And lo and behold, the truck starts and idles and sounds like it should. So I'll go ahead and start it now. And that way you guys can hear it. It's warm. I've been out kind of running around this morning. And you can hear a warm idle, and then I will play the footage of the cold idle. So I've been running it for, I don't know, half an hour now. Drove it about 10 miles. No major shaking. I still have a little bit of surge in the exhaust that I could hear. But it isn't terrible. So overall, I'm gonna rule it as an ICP issue for the time being and kind of continue to work my way through it. I do have a little bit of a injection control issue, as I've noticed the ICP values when it starts cold are around 850 to 900 PSI. After 2 minutes, it drops to 500 PSI, and then it continues on its way to about a 500 to 525 consistent pressure for idle. So I'll go and roll the footage of it starting first thing this morning. You can hear that, and then we will talk a little bit more about the next steps. All right, so I've already fired this quickly this morning. No lope, no nothing. So injection pulse width is a little different today than it was. Not the world's smoothest idle, but swapping out that ICP seems to have changed it. So I guess now I'll change the engine oil off from the Rotella with the Hot Shots secret in it and see if this makes any difference. But so far it doesn't sound too bad compared to yesterday. Okay, so you heard that idle. It's a lot better. It doesn't cackle. It's not shuddering. It's not, the whole truck's not shaking like a rocking horse. It's actually pretty smooth. So that does lead me to believe that maybe most of my issues really are being driven by either an injector O-ring or something else in the wiring harness. So this new ICP's in. I've driven it this morning. There's no surge. It shifts good. It drives good. Full throttle usage / ability. I don't have to hit the pedal and have dead pedal the first like 300 feet that I drive the truck anymore. I have active throttle. So I'm going to go on the limb here and assume that it is possibly a wiring harness. So as time goes on, I'll keep working on it and we'll see what we can do. But until then, the Super Duty here is going to get driven, used and abused as a farm truck as I work my way into fall. So worst case scenario, we'll do a set of 250/80s from night shift diesel, do a KC drop-in stage 3 turbo, and that way we could sled pull this thing, and it meets all the rules and requirements of our local classes for work stock, street stock, and 2.5 diesel. And we'll just see what happens. So, gonna keep working on it. The 7.3's getting there, a little bit at a time. Thanks, guys.